Hello, and welcome to the Games of Divinity, a Northern Chronicle. A Northern Chronicle is an Exalted 3rd edition game set in the northern direction of creation. Join us as we follow the adventures of the monster hunters Atlas, played by Lauren, and Ursa, played by John, with Becca as our storyteller.
Okay, we're alive again.
Excellent, welcome back. We just finished we kind of just took a break in between combat, so this is really just one long combat. The Solars, Atlas and Ursa, were just battling 5 Hellboars, 2 which are down for the count for sure, 2 have run away, and 1 is still trying to struggle away. Our 2 heroes just looked uphill to see a woman of Germanic descent stumbling down this hill with a twice as large Hellboar, spiny, spiky-looking Hellboar chasing after her. However, it sees 2 glowing things.
Well, I am anyway.
And is now distracted by the glow.
Alright. Is this within short range band?
Si, senor.
Okay. I mean, on the plus side, if we bring this thing's head back, I'm pretty sure we win by default.
I know. Well, that's why I asked. Should we go off bigger heads, or...?
It comes in at 7.
Is it first?
No, actually, I am. So Ursa is going to reflexively close with it, and I will spend the 3 initiative to initiate a grapple gambit, and then using Dragon Coil technique, so that's going to be 3 motes.
Are you in bonfire yet?
No. I've been very judiciously spending personal essence as opposed to peripheral. And my peripheral I've been keeping under 5, so I'm only glowing right now.
There's a tactical reason for why I'm neither in bonfire or glowing.
Yes. 5.
It should probably be higher than this, but we're going to say 4.
Okay, so I got 1 extra. So that hits...
You have it now?
Yeah.
You're grappling it. So you describe to me again, because I apparently missed this.
How do you describe the stun? But essentially, seeing as how this thing was much larger, he's actually grabbing it by the tusk.
Excellent.
By 1 tusk.
By 1 tusk and holding it in place.
Excellent. Because I will let you finish off, but I have something that goes with this. Because even its tusks had the spiny razor sharp bumps coming off of it. So
the bone tusk now has bone spikes protruding from it. Mm-hmm. That's terrifying.
I mean, I have a hardness of 10, so I should be okay. Let me know if the contested roll has any 10s. 2? 2 10s or just 2 successes?
2 10s.
Okay. That's 2, 11.
10.
Son of a...
You got 1 success on the control roll.
Oh my god. Yeah, so I successfully grappled it, and then the action I was going to take was a savaging attack.
Excellent.
We don't see these very often.
Well, I've got the 1 round of control and no motes left, so...
Pummel at time. So he makes an attack roll against a defensive 0.
Yep. 6. I get 6 extra dice on that. Oh wait, sorry, what's the soak?
There we are.
18.
Son of a bitch.
So you get minimum 3?
Yeah, minimum 3.
Oh, look at that look of defeat. I love
it. She does love it. She is not kidding.
On the plus side, I got 4 on 3 dice, so...
That's amazing.
Nice.
You get plus 5 to initiative.
Yep, I get... So I'm up to 23.
It is not
it's
crashed.
Down to 3, so it acts on the same initiative you do.
Cool.
Dun, dun, dun.
Alright, which actually brings up kind of an interesting point. So you did say there was something else that I would need to look at a page number for?
Yes.
John has been exposed to a poison. Ursa has been exposed to a poison. And will need to make a... oh no, stamina plus resistance roll. More successes is good.
Alright.
So the duration is only 3 rounds. So if you get 3 successes, you don't take anything.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay.
You handily bypass the basically the threshold of 3.
Mm-hmm.
This is basically what I thought. Sticking poisons up against you guys will be stupid and dumb, and I shouldn't waste my time.
Right.
But
We had to try anyway.
I had to try.
Yes. So, I'm at 23 initiative. I've still got the 1 more round of control, so it's yours and the boar's turn.
But I don't clash with it because it's
Being grappled by me.
being grappled by you, yeah. And it can't move. It's just a goofy situation all the way around.
It's inconvenienced. It's not happy.
I mean, realistically, I think me moving up and attacking is the only thing that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I'll make it a withering. I'm not going to do much with it, but I'm going to try.
Hey, yeah. Good luck.
Exactly. But its defense is lower, which is helpful.
Yep. Lowered by 2, plus the onslaught.
Plus the onslaught. Well, the onslaught theoretically goes away on its turn.
So, okay.
So the onslaught, I guess, would go away, yeah.
So it would have a defense of 4? 2, 3?
It'd be a defense of 2, because the defenses are lowered by 2.
Right, but it was a 4, not a...
Yeah.
I was thinking it was a 5. Okay, cool. So I will dash forward, Ursa struggling with the tusk, and I'll basically move past him and strike it in the leg as I'm moving past. Yeah, that's all I need to do to get a 1 die.
Yep.
That's all I'm after. And then you get to do things to him, and this resolves at the same time, I believe.
Okay. You're grabbing its tusk. It's trying to wildly move out of the way, and it's, unable to move its face the way that it wants to. So it's going to basically do a stomp attack on you to kind of move up enough so that one of its legs kind of pushes at you, trying to knock it off. It gets you with 3.
So I'm prone, but I'm still grappling it, if that's an effect of the stomp thing.
Yes.
And it escapes on its next turn.
-2 defense penalty because of the crushing wound and my wound penalties on top of that. And then...
the grapple penalty, so you should get -4.
So I have a 0. So, yeah.
So you get +3 to your damage.
Okay. No successes.
Excellent.
Good.
Initiative goes up by 1, and I don't lose any.
Meanwhile, I tend to slice it in the leg. I will do piddly and terrible. So I hit with 8.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh!
Wow,
I think you
look
did
at
it.
that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yep, it's at initiative 3, you crashed it.
Good job.
So I get the +5, the +1 for hitting. So
7 plus 1. You're at 16.
boom! Overwhelming for the win.
That could be enough for you to do something to it next round.
Maybe we'll see.
Yep. So that's the initiative pass. We're back around.
Again,
It still
nothing.
has not escaped from the grapple quite yet.
It's getting there.
It's getting there. After our passes, it will have escaped.
Oh, as you have caught it off balance, go ahead and roll
Sure.
the stamina plus resistance.
So this is still on my turn before we go to the new round.
Yeah.
I will spend 5 modes of personal to augment this.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. So yes.
All right, Ursa.
So, do I get to know its hardness before I do its decisive attack?
No?
I mean, Exalted assumes an openness about a lot of this stuff.
Oh, does it?
Including, okay, I'm using this charm and I'm spending willpower and this other stuff.
Gotcha. Alright, so here's how I'll go about that.
Mm-hmm.
It's obviously a lot more heftier than
The other ones, yeah.
the other ones. If the other ones were a hardness 5, this one's probably a hardness 8, is what you would guess.
Alright, awesome. In that case, I don't think I'm going to get too much more out of this.
Make it mad!
Yeah, I don't think there's any abilities I can use to kind of make this work out well. Because I don't have any scenes of control left.
Right.
No, it's not looking like it. Okay, so it's just going to be a straight up decisive.
Alrighty.
And it's going to be a decisive savaging attack.
Excellent.
And with a decisive attack, no attack rolls necessary. Just roll initiative, apply damage, and reset the base as usual.
Yep. Roll damage.
Rolling 23.
Poor piggy's crashed. And just got socked in the face for ouchiness.
So it's going to be 12.
12 damage?
As he essentially, just before the grapple ends, braces his foot against its bottom jaw and tries to yank the tusk out of its mouth.
Tries? Talks about do.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
So
one of the
he does-
tusks comes out.
Yep.
He does tear the tusk out of the mouth.
Make a poison roll.
I'm just going to hand wave that because,
Okay.
I mean, with how well you guys roll, it's
We're
it's
effectively
irrelevant.
immune to the poison.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
is what I'm going to say.
So,
No,
all right.
no point in slowing that
Now
down.
it's your turn. Finish it off. If you can.
Yeah, I know, right?
It
Which you
won't
can, buddy.
be hard.
So
I'm just going to say that.
I've run past it and I've slashed at its leg, and John has torn the tusk out.
Who's John?
Sorry, Ursa. Ursa's torn the tusk out, and the pig roars and flails around with Ursa holding the tusk, and Atlas takes advantage of the situation and the exposed throat, and basically very similar to the situation except from a very different angle from last time. I blast through the air, impact it with my sword, and it holds just for a second, and then the shockwave from me bursting forward catches up to me. The anima flares into the sword, focal point, and explodes outward.
And what does that look like from afar?
Well,
as we pan out to see...
As everything within short range is splattered with blood and falling entrails.
I like this. Let's make that a 3 point.
Yay! I will take my 2 willpower points back, because I have to spend 1 on Thunderbolt Rush Attack. That's 4 motes. Alright, so here's the actual attempt. We'll see if this fails or not.
You can do it, man. I've got faith in you.
Alright, and I get the stunt, so I get the extra 2 dice and 2 automatic successes. Oh yeah, I hit. It's penalized, and I have all the...
Oh, Jesus.
I need a way to convert extra successes to damage, because good grief. Just for the podcast, I have 10 plus the 12 successes on the decisive attack roll.
Jesus.
Which, its defense is 2.
Now you get 16.
Now I have 16 dice. I'm seeing a lot of fails.
I'm seeing a lot of successes. Well, a fair amount, anyway. Enough to probably do the job, especially with Thunderbolt attack product.
Go double damage. You mighty morphin, double damage rangers. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 14! Does that penetrate its hardness?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I guess it'd be 17 would penetrate its hardness. But anyway, 14 damage. Almost as good as Ursa.
You...
Actually, 1 more than I did, so...
Even better!
Oh, sorry, my bad. But still, yeah, impressive.
Happens exactly. It's that split moment, and then the whoosh of the impact from your essence flows through your sword all the way through this larger hellbore, and blood is spraying out on the other side, and it takes approximately 2 seconds before everything starts lightly being mist with blood in the area.
Up to short range.
As this giant body crashes to the ground, Ursa rolling out of the way so he's not underneath the large mass. Not that that really matters, but...
The lady fleeing who had never seen us before and didn't even process us is now covered head to toe in blood, as are both me and Ursa. No, she got away.
No, I mean, she's there. Yeah. She's not covered in blood. It's like a
raining.
mist.
Right.
Mist. So, yes, good job.
See?
Okay.
No big deal.
So, essentially, we need to find some way to lash these 3 heads together. You know what? The other 2 heads, we put on the spikes of the big head and drag the big head back.
I do want to make, now that we've dealt with this, now that I would like to do a quick analysis of the beast, and basically be like, was this a wild mutant?
Okay, that's going to be an intelligence plus lore roll. A difficulty...
Yep. Oh yeah, still 6.
Yeah, I mean, you still have plenty. So, yes. Obviously, this was a...
Mutated.
Hellbore. And while you're not extremely familiar with the mutating process by any means, this does sound like something that would be a wild mutation, if a little bit on the lame side, if that makes sense.
They get a lot more weird and extreme from
Yeah.
that. Right. But this almost looks like it was maybe a little bit more controlled or mild,
No,
like
you
Border
can't-
March kind of thing.
You can't really...
Okay. It was mutated.
Yeah, it was which is really what you were trying to figure out.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, the intent behind it or anything, like, you wouldn't really be able to figure that out.
I turned to Ursa, still my anima glowing. This is clearly a wild mutant. I don't like wild mutants. I don't like the wild is a force of nature. Wild mutants are dangerous. You have to be careful with them.
As the woman that was running down the hill, feeling the spray of the blood, turns around wide-eyed and just...
Ursa's still, like, holding the one tusk.
The cast mark glowing on your forehead. I'm actually fully surrounded. Yeah.
And just collapses. That catches your guys' attention. This is basically what she looks like. She's fair-haired, braids pushed back,
pretty.
as if had been working. Her clothes is that typical dress apron for this region. but it has been torn apart as she's been running through the region, just trying to... Somehow she caught the attention of this thing and she was running away.
Deal with the boar heads, I'll take care of her.
Alright, can I borrow that sword thingy you got, or I need a blade?
I pull out my short sword. That sword thingy doesn't like other people.
Fine. Like, he carves the heads off of the boars. The smaller hell boars are actually going to be, like, stuck onto the spikes on the larger head. And he's going to drag the larger head.
Wow.
I put
some. I like this. It's probably going to take you 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, thereabouts.
I put the sword away, Flying Silver Dream, and I go to the woman and I pick her up, and I try to take her.
She's not unconscious.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I do
faint.
I hold her up.
She just collapsed, basically.
Are you okay? It can't hurt you anymore.
Who are you?
A wandering monster hunter. My name is Atlas. My friend over there is Ursa.
She looks bewildered.
And my anima flaring in the sun. I'm flaring like the sun because it's literally sunlight.
How long does it take for that to go down?
15 minutes.
Okay, so it should be
gone before we get back down.
Yeah.
Half an hour for me, 15 for you.
Yeah. Clearly she's hallucinating.
Exactly.
Oh, all sorts of fun stuff.
Yeah.
Real quick, I want you to make a perception plus awareness. Difficulty 6.
1, 2, 3, 4. I got 5.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Okay, 5. That was worth a shot. That was a decent chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. Fortunately, did not notice the thing.
Okay.
But no, there wasn't anything like about the particular area. Nothing's coming out to stomp you guys again.
Nothing
we're
obvious.
done with combat
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah, we all are.
We all are. Excellent.
Very unlucky to find the attention of a monster that size, and very lucky that we were here to help you.
And as he's talking, Ursa's tromping back towards the big head with the other two drags behind him.
It's just, you almost see this level of glazeness going over her eyes as she just, like, stares in disbelief at what's going on past you. But I thank you. I was just out working in the fields when this came through my village. And she points off kind of in the direction that she was running from. I don't know how long. I just ran as long as I could. The hellboars aren't unusual to this region, but nothing like this.
There aren't any wild areas in this area. Wild zones in this area.
She kind of just looks at you. Is that common knowledge, wild?
I mean...
Like that there would be a wild area?
They would know it as don't go there. This is kind of the equivalent of the Bermuda Triangle or whatever. People just disappear into it or that kind of thing from a common person standpoint.
Yeah. No.
Okay. Then I don't know where... Oh.
She kind of looks back at the giant beast. You're still holding her in your arms,
yes.
Correct? We hear rumors from the north. The last several years, there's been tales of large, weird creatures in areas that there shouldn't be. I never believed it before, but I suppose we'll need to be more careful now. She kind of just stares off again.
Where is your home? The village back that way?
She pointed back in that direction, but doesn't give you any specifics for the moment.
Would you like us to return you to your village?
I need to rest. And she just kind of like collapses in your arms.
So I look around for a farmhouse or something like that I could take her to and put her in.
You carry the girl, take care of the heads. Which, by the way, and because this question came up, thank you very much. The heaviest object ever dragged by a human being was a 188-ton airplane dragged 28 feet by a strongman from Canada. So I'm fairly certain that Ursa, without arousing too much suspicion, can drag the giant boar head.
Or what's left of it.
For an hour.
With the 3 boar heads attached to it.
Yes. To get back to the original area.
It's not a matter of questioning whether or not you're mortal. It's a matter of... The giveaway is the armor. The fact that you're an Exalt won't raise more questions.
I'm just saying this in reference to the feat of strength.
Right.
Because I know you were disputing him being able to lift the boar over his head.
That's fair.
So.
These small ones, that's fair. All right, so I take care of the girl, and I attend her and bring her to I guess we're bringing her with us.
I guess, it makes sense, unless we just want to leave her here.
So I will take my sword back from you. Your hands are full.
Yeah.
Sheath it and carry her, and we head back to the Jarl.
Excellent. All right, so that's going to take an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Go ahead and give yourself 5 motes back.
And
just enough that I can do my healing things and be right back. Well, assuming that the dragon-blooded somehow hasn't managed to kill 7 of these things.
I know, right? On a related note, it is funny that the 2 hellbores that were on you from the start ended up being far more dangerous than the one big one.
I know. It's crazy. Numbers make a huge difference in this game.
And I think that's why they have it with battle groups.
Yeah.
Ursa and Atlas, as well as the unnamed peasant woman, made their way back to the Jarl. Ursa is carrying a large hellboar, an extra large hellboar.
Well, dragging it is more accurate.
Yeah. And on its tusks.
Well, one tusk was torn out, so the other one's kind of just stuck to the spikes on its cheek.
Yeah, it was covered in spikes. So
Yep. And so the large one has both the smaller head sticking onto it, whereas Atlas gets the much more and nicer job of carrying the peasant lady, as she's has been unconscious for the last, I'll say half an hour, probably about halfway on your guys' way back. She wakes up,
and when she does, I continue carrying her in my arms.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning. Hello.
Hi. Where are we going?
We're going to meet up with the Jarl.
She kind of perks up at that. Jarl Phyllis Dumar?
Okay.
She says that as a question.
Oh. If that's his name, then yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's correct. Do you know him?
Not personally.
Would you like to? As in, we're going to see him.
She hesitates for just a moment. I would rather go home.
That can be arranged. We could certainly take you home after we're done with him. I am a little concerned about simply letting you go through the woods. I've told you our names. You haven't told me yours.
My name is Inga.
That's a pretty name.
Thank
I'm
you.
not trying to hit on her, sorry.
Okay.
No, it is a pretty name.
Okay. I believe you.
And you have accomplished a significant task. You were able to escape a mutated hellboar. That is not something I expect just anybody can do.
No, had it not been for you and Ursa,
The scary-looking man carrying the scary-looking trophies.
I would not have made it.
That's fair. I will attempt to, it seems that you're safe with us, as I try to instill that intimacy.
Okay, go ahead
It
and roll it.
begins.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Alright, so Inga.
Minor intimacy, because it starts minor.
What did you say?
You're safe with us.
I don't know,
You're safe with Atlas and Ursa.
It's just so weird. That doesn't work in my brain either.
Minor tie, Atlas and Ursa protectors.
Thank you. That makes way more sense as far as writing a intimacy goes.
Yeah. Intimacies are very fluid in their definition. There's strength levels, which are defined, but
Sorry, I try and help where I can.
that was helpful. Would you like to walk, or would you like me to continue to carry you?
With that you just said, she kind of just relaxes a little bit more and falls back asleep.
Okay. So I'll keep carrying her. And then we zone in when.
You guys make it back to the small farming village.
Mm-hmm.
Most people are out, since you guys have been gone for we'll say at least the last 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Roughly rounding up.
Between the hacking the heads and all the other stuff, yeah.
Bodies have been brought in from the fields and graves have been dug. Any wounded are being attended to by the servants of the Jarl. And actually the Lord Kathack and his men are back. And he seems to be helping one of his wounded men.
As we approach, I mutter to Ursa, I count them in. Are they all back, as far as I can tell?
They're all back. Most of them look pretty beat up and bruised. Lord Kathack looks just fine. You guys take a quick appraisal of the area, because I'm assuming you're kind of looking for
Boarheads.
the boarheads, and there only seems to be one additional one. to the one that you guys have slain already.
As Ursa keeps dragging the giant head behind him, so with the 2 other heads stuck to it, he will actually drag it over next to the pile of the 2 heads. Looks like we won.
Everyone in the village, like, as you're doing this, it's just like everyone just stops what they're doing and they're just staring. Kind of like... I mean, that's mostly the villagers' reaction. Some of the women are like, oh my, that's... Oh, and, like, a little bit of hysteria is going on. The men are just in shock. And the Jarl quickly gathers himself...
But was shocked.
You would also notice that Lord Kathack... Actually, go ahead and roll Perception plus Awareness real quick, both of you. Rolling in for difficulty 2.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. You easily see that moment of, like, oh my. Like, and then he reins it in real quick and starts to have a scowl upon his face.
Mm-hmm. So he's dragging this. I'm walking next to him, and we come to the square, and he lets go of the rope, I guess, that you're dragging it with.
This is all we could get. The other 3 ran away.
Were the other ones too heavy for you guys to carry back?
Lord Kathack just glares at you, and one of his men will step forward, who's been wounded, and he's clutching his side as he's getting ready to just rip into you guys verbally. And then Lord Kathack just like, it's not worth it. It seems that you have won this deal. And then he addresses the Jarl. I expect that our things will be in Karish, and that you'll send them on. Come in. We're leaving.
Think for a second.
Lord Kathack actually helps. He was right next to a more severely wounded one of his men, and he helps him down. And there seems to be a quiet conversation between the 2 of them as he helps him to his horse.
I walk over to Lord Kathack.
What?
You show great care for your men. That's a sign of a good leader. I appreciate it. Happy travels. And I turn.
He just watches you as you say this statement and turn away, watches you for a moment, and then continues to do what he's doing.
It wasn't meant to be a barb. It was a kind word.
Excellent.
So I still have the girl in my arms.
Mm-hmm.
And I will look for a place where I can put her. I will address the Jarl. Found her. She was a villager in one of the villages that apparently got attacked. She fled from that monstrosity. I don't know how long or how far away her village is from, but I believe she is one of your people. And I presume that her village is no longer one of yours, as it were.
Did she say her village was destroyed?
Not in so many terms. She's been in and out of consciousness.
Wake her.
Put her down gently and attempt to revive her. Medicine roll?
Yeah.
Plus medicine. 1.
Oh gosh, you're so lucky those ones don't count against you.
I know, right?
Oh, that's a terrible roll.
So I gently attempt to wake her.
Okay. She slowly wakes up. Where are we?
I don't remember the name of the village, but my character would.
You say, I'm not going to worry about it too much. You say the name of the village.
You're in Durst. I am here with Ursa and the Jarl. The Jarl asked that I wake you. Please take it easy. But I do believe he has some questions.
She'll sit up and she'll just nod her head, and without getting up, she'll look up. I'm assuming, he's going to be pretty close by, and she does her best to bow respectfully. He begins to question her a little bit, just where she's from, what happened to her village, and the general gist is her village was destroyed. She says the name of it. She doesn't know if there's been any other survivors other than herself. She thinks it's quite likely because the beast just came running through, destroying many of the buildings themselves. But she was the one that somehow got its focus, and she doesn't know how she did it. With that, the Jarl turns to one of the men that came with you guys that was not a servant, basically. And he starts to have a conversation with him. You get the impression that that was probably one of the villages that particular person oversaw.
Gotcha. So, his back's turned, and I'm talking with the girl. One of your villages I'm hoping for your sake that your people are okay. What would you do if you couldn't return home?
I don't know. I haven't... Oh.
Have you lived your entire life there?
Yes. I mean, you would know that
I
would
mean,
be a
she's a
really
villager,
stupid
right.
question.
You're right, but it's a confirmation thing.
Okay.
How widely... Have you traveled widely, or have you pretty much stayed home?
No. I mostly helped my family with their farm.
Incidentally, the very fact that you ran and were able to get his attention may have saved them. I'm sure the Jarl will send people to go check on the farm and look for survivors. I assume you would like to go with them.
She nods. And actually, on that note, the Jarl starts... the man that he was talking with starts... They split ways, and he goes to talk with some servants, and movement's happening. He seems to be getting ready to go. The Jarl comes back over to you and addresses the young woman. Sir Ingan is going to take is going to check on this himself with his servants. You may accompany them if you wish, he says to the young woman. She nods quickly and attempts to stand up, has a little bit of that whoa, like head rush, and manages to make her way over there.
Okay. Oh, no, seeing that she is taken care of. All right, Ursa, where to now?
Might be nice to get some rest. Damn thing did a number on my thigh.
Well, the closest tavern is back in town.
I'll get in the cart.
I would be honored if you would stay with me and my family.
I do hope that...
Oh, is this the young lady speaking?
This is the Jarl.
No, this is the Jarl.
Oh, well shit, why not? Plus our favorite bar's in the same town.
Yes it is.
First, we must finish what we are doing here. I've sent several of the other servants to check out villages in the area, see if there's any more damages that we need to be aware of. We'll leave in the morning.
Alright, so I need to look up the wound healing thing again.
Successes on our resistance plus stamina roll.
Well, I meant the timetable.
Oh, minus, or 1 day for minus zeros and 2 days for minus ones.
Okay, so that's 8 days. 8 times 4. It's 192 hours of healing, typically.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll wait another hour before doing this, so I'll put another 5 motes into it.
So you don't have an essence flare.
Well, it's also so that I can put 15 dice into it.
And I will actually assist the healers as well.
Okay.
In trying to offer bandages and that kind of thing.
They were are making graves outside of the village.
I'll be healed in 16 hours. I got 12 successes.
Nice.
And much above average.
Yes, I had some 10s, but...
Actually, as they're doing the graveyard thing,
Mm-hmm.
I will talk to them and explain. So I'll ask whoever's in charge of the graveyard, effectively. Is it your custom to bury the dead?
It is. You're talking to an older gentleman he's past his prime, probably 50s, 60s, but more on the, slumped shoulders, and they seem to have taken quite a big blow for their village. As you look and you see that most of the bodies they're burying are the young men.
With respect, might I suggest a different custom? Burning the bodies helps send their souls to the afterlife. It makes it less likely that they will return.
Go ahead and make a... I'm assuming you're trained to instill.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. Resolves 2.
Resolve is 2. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot.
He seems to sit there contemplating what you're saying, somewhere between this is what they've always done and tradition is important, but you rolled well enough that after a little bit more pushing on the point, he just kind of defeated. You have made this poor man more upset.
And obviously I'm not trying to make him upset, I'm trying to calm him down and hey, this is a different way to do it. Your way's not bad, this is just different. And better.
Anyways. Alright, so yep, you convinced them to burn their dead.
It makes it less likely to develop into a Shadowland. And then... I can't think of much else to do besides head back.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to ask around a little bit about the Jarl and see what people have heard about him.
As you're talking to the villagers.
As I'm talking to the villagers and helping them out.
Okay. Oh, shoot, I didn't do any intimacies for him. Thanks, jerk.
Becca's all, you could ask about the dragon blooded on the way out, and you guys didn't do that. So I'm like, oh, okay.
So what's the roll for that?
to discern intimacies. I believe it's manipulation plus socialize. But at least it might be perception plus socialize. But that's when you're in direct contact with them. That's not necessarily I don't really know what it would be if it's other people. Because it's the gather information, not observe them. I guess you could do it based on it's perception plus socializing is the target's guile. You could argue that they're unaware that I'm observing them at the -2, because I'm not directly observing them. Ooh, actually, there's an interesting one. I'd like to know, and this would be trying to gather it from the people and such, how heavily influenced the Immaculate philosophy is in this region. Not Bob, the diehard Immaculate fan, but, the general populace.
Okay.
It's just perception plus socialize.
Yeah. Okay. So that was for the Immaculate question?
Yeah.
Do the few people that you talked to here, or you're not really able to get any information from them?
They're non-committal, one way or the other.
Yeah, their mind's not on things like that. They've just lost loved ones,
Of course.
and yeah.
Okay. Can't think of much else. We can move on. That's fine.
Well, you wanted to also ask questions about the Jarl,
I
correct?
did, yeah.
Okay, so it would be a separate role.
Okay. So if I'm asking somebody to tell me what they know about him, then that's a persuade roll. If I'm observing him, then it's different. I don't know. It's however you want to do this. I know you...
So for the moment, we'll say this: you ask people, and I will give you some information later, and we'll basically put a pin in the scene.
Sure.
And we'll come back to it next time.
We move on.
So I can have some time and maybe give you a more fleshed out answer. All right. So do you guys head back in the morning?
We could always just disappear and be back at the town before anybody has a chance to do anything.
Yeah, but then the Jarl's going to ask questions. We should probably ride back with the Jarl. Plus it gives me time to heal up.
Jarl's going to ask questions about that, but not about you slaying...
He hasn't asked questions so far.
He might not want the answers, in which case he might not ask the other questions either.
Yeah, so we shouldn't give him any more incentive to ask the questions, now should we?
Fine. We'll ride back. It'll take days.
Yep, it'll take 6 days.
How dare we travel like mortals, like peasants? We'll be fine.
Yes, of course we will. Yeah.
Unlike last time, the atmosphere of the group traveling back is a lot more relaxed.
Yes, because there's not a dynast in our midst.
And we're not traveling to go to the battle.
Yeah.
You ask around to the men who were sent out, and you find out that for the most part, a few of the other villages did have issues with hellboars, but either the hellboars moved on, they're able to lure them away. They just kind of seem to go away after a while. A few people did die, but not devastating like this one.
And the bodies of the hellboars in that one valley now have meat for ages if they can preserve it.
Mm-hmm.
You're assuming it tastes good. Which I'm sure it tastes fine.
It's pork.
Your face is pork.
I
Anyways.
mean, to be fair, humans are the other white meat, so,
The other white meat?
Yeah.
There's actually a disease in Exalted where the cows are fed human flesh, and then that is somehow turned into a plague, and it does bad things.
Yeah, mad cow disease.
Way worse. Anyway.
Oh, sure.
Let's see, what else do you guys... The Jarl actually invites you to participate in his company, specifically at nights.
Participate in his company?
Yeah.
Like, hang out with him?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, we want you to be knights with us. Now we're good.
No. Aside from asking about the battle story and then wishing to know about the details, you get the impression he seems to not be asking very specific questions other than that.
Yeah. That's fine.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I'm running out of steam. So I will say, you play strategy games with them? You guys drink?
Them under the table. If there's enough, there's not enough.
They didn't really bring enough, but just enough to keep them warm at night.
Ursa will be polite and not drink more than anybody else.
After the first night, Ursa wakes up the next morning and is like, yeah, I feel like a nut.
Alright, those are 3 pieces, now some 1. Alright.
I see a couple events in my mind. Are you guys okay with me just kind of quickly going through
Yes.
everything? Okay. You guys make it back. You guys brought did you guys bring the boar head?
If the Jarl wanted to, otherwise we kind of just left him there.
Yeah, I think he would have instructed them to be disposed of.
Yeah.
The tusks they may have kept may not have, you know.
Yeah, I think from the large one, maybe they would have asked you to clean it.
Because nobody else could do it.
Yeah, because otherwise people would.
Oh, also, wasn't it coated in poison or something?
Exactly, that's why.
Gotcha.
Alright, let's get this other one out.
There's a river over here. Let's poison the whole river. Anyway.
I'm going to assume that you don't do it to be a dick to other people.
Yeah.
But you guys make it back, and the Jarl will ask you guys to display the tusks as you walk through town with them. So, like, him and his people would be leading the way, but then the expectation is you guys would be bringing back being the local town heroes.
Oh, I can't lift that. That's an Ursa
That's
thing.
fine. I'll carry one in each arm, like leaning them against my shoulders. Like,
And everyone starts to come out, and they just, as soon as they see you, basically lose their shit. And they just start cheering for you.
reminder celebrities, we might be able to start getting points of cult.
Gotta get people to pray to us, but yep.
Yeah, that is a thing.
Yeah.
And that evening that you guys are back, rooms are prepared for you within the Jarl's home. Pretty much where the dynast was sleeping, you guys would be offered that room. So this is within his personal longhouse. So there's that big gathering area, and then behind that was his family's private quarters.
Okay.
And Ursa at some point would probably make an excuse to dip out and go check on the tavern and see if that wolf's head was ever actually delivered.
It was.
Excellent.
Yeah, no, we're definitely taking some time to get out and talk to some of the townspeople that we know, Bridget and...
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, you're invited to stay in the Jarl's home.
Right, we're not confined.
You're not confined. Especially since the servants would have had to be instructed to remove all the dynast's belongings.
Yeah, so we give them time to do that while we go and do the other stuff.
Mhm.
Like, Ursa could help her put the head where she wants it to go and everything like that.
I do spend a couple minutes with the son and the Jarl's son.
Oh, yeah.
Have you been keeping up on your history lessons?
That's right, you instilled that in him, didn't
It's
you?
been like a week or 2 weeks.
It's almost been 2 weeks. Yeah.
So tell me what you know. And basically, and then fill him in on things and, oh, did you hear about this?
Let's see, what exactly did you instill in him?
I think love of history.
I thought I wrote this down. I'm a loser. I didn't write this down. I remember that you did it. Okay. I'll have to go back and listen. But anyways, yes, he did spend some time with his tutors and was much more... He tells you he was much more into his lessons. Whether or not that's true...
Another matter entirely, right?
Yeah.
So I tell them, the first thing is to learn from the past, both the successes and the mistakes. And the second thing is to figure out how to implement it. So someday, if you're ever ruling, you have all that wisdom to draw on. So
That's about as good as you're going to get out of me at the moment.
yeah, it's all good. We gain back all our willpower, right, from traveling for multiple days.
Oh, yeah.
And
Not that you
essence
really
and-
had much
I was
work.
down to...
That evening, when you guys are back, there'd be a large feast, and Ursa would be asked to recite the battle.
Alright, so, Ursa, who's now full up on essence, by the way. Alright, so despite the fact he's very ugly, he's actually got really good charisma presence. And also Tiger's Dread Symmetry gives him 1 extra die on all presence rolls as well.
Excellent.
So he starts off with 7.
All presence rolls, or just... I thought it was intimidation based.
No, there are additional effects for intimidation.
Gotcha.
So,
Let's go look at this awesomeness.
yeah, here, go ahead and pull it up on the ability sheet.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have it. But...
The Lawgiver is a singular and terrifying being, awesome to behold. Learning this charm grants 1 bonus die to all presence rolls and allows the Exalt to roll Essence or 3, whichever is greater, non-successes on rolls to intimidate.
Gotcha. So you still get the 1 bonus die to all presence rolls,
Yep.
which costs you nothing. It's permanent. It's on all the time. That's neat.
Exactly. And then...
No, it's a cool one.
Yep. So, that's 7. And then he's also going to spend 6 motes out of his personal for an additional 6 dice on this. 13 total. Gather around as I speak the tale of our battle. First, I'm going to roll to see how well I do and then tailor my speech to that.
Fair enough.
Yeah, holy shit, just from this first bit of it. Okay, I'm pretty sure by this point he's actually told a better story than you have.
I can one-up that.
My god. Well,
Maybe.
I was going to say, the 10.
You have the whole hall's attention.
We traveled with the Jarl to the remote frontier to find a village being attacked by hellboars. The situation was dire. We came upon a man being torn apart by one of these boars, but Atlas and I dispatched it within a matter of seconds. Then we entered into a contest with the dynast who traveled with us, proposed by our great Jarl. Whosoever should return with the greater amount of demon boar heads would be declared the victor. I was a hunter in my youth. It was of little difficulty to track them back to the larger group. Atlas and I managed to get the drop on 5 hellboars that were rooting around in the hills.
Gasps of almost disbelief.
We attacked from each side, hoping to pressure them into panicking. The fight was a great one. I'm not sure if any of you have seen a hellboar, but they stand 15 hands tall, 25 hands long, and weigh more stone than I could ever hope to carry. I fought 2 of them. Atlas held his own against 3. It was a difficult fight that we were in danger of losing. One managed to grip my thigh so hard I could feel the bone shatter.
No!
But I had my revenge when I tore its tongue from its maw.
It's just like, oh. People are, like, there's a mix of, like, gasp of awe and disgust.
Yep. After we had slain 2 of them, the others began to panic and run away, only for over the hill, for us to see a maiden running down, panicking as she was chased by a creature I had never seen before. It was clearly a hellboar, but twice as large as any I've ever seen, covered in spikes, with these tusks jutting from its maw.
You point to above the mantle as that is where they have crossed right above and behind the Jarl's chair for display.
Instantly, Atlas and I were upon it. The other boars were of no consequence. They fled like cowards. But this one was chasing down an innocent. I leapt upon it, gripping one of these tusks and tearing it from its mouth. And, as it roared in pain, Atlas struck the killing blow with his blade, slicing its throat and sending it tumbling down the hillside. From there, it was a simple matter of butchering our kills and bringing back proof of our deeds to the Jarl. And so we sit before you, victorious, having defeated the dynast, who only returned the head of one.
And with that, you hear cheering that goes on for several long moments, and then as all the men start banging their tankards against the table, cheering and starting to come into a chant of drink, 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 drink. And one of the servants will bring out at the Jarl's request, will bring out a large stein for you, and kind of like gives it...
Lift it. And then just like chug the entire thing.
Everybody in the hall cheers when you cheer, and they throw back their drinks as much as they can. And the Jarl goes, another round! Excellent. And we'll end off the session with that.
Sounds good.
Great work.